So hello students, so in this session I'll deal about public administration. So why we should choose public administration and how public administration is also a scorable optional. So most of the students in UPSC or most of the aspirants of UPSC, they hesitate to take public administration because they feel that public administration is not scorable. So in this session, I'll try to break all the myths that are surrounding around public administration, particularly the scorability of optional of public administration. Alright, so our entire discussion will be around this issue of public administration and its importance in UPSC. So why public administration became a difficult topic? So I'll try to bring out the reasons behind the difficulties in public administration, right? Second, how to improve. How to improve marks in public administration. What should be the approach towards preparation? So remember students, public administration, same as other optionals, is also scorable. So remove this myth that public administration is not scorable. Along with static, so the subjects that you feel static, say for example, most of the people feel anthropology as static subject. Similarly, the political science. So same as political science and same as other optional subjects, public administration is also scorable optional, provided if you follow certain guidelines, if you follow certain things. So here I am there to ensure that you score a good marks in public administration. Remember, so my score in public administration, it is 372, which I have scored in 2008 mains, which is a highest even today. So, and for 3 times I have scored more than 340 plus marks in UPSC mains. So with all my experience, I can ensure that you can score a decent marks of around 300, and it is proved in last 3 years mains. My students scoring 270s, 290s in last 3 years. So definitely, right, public administration is a scorable optional, same as other optionals, provided if you clearly follow the guidelines, if you clearly follow my footsteps. So there is no big hurdle. Remember, public administration is not that difficult subject. Public administration is not the demon. It is one of the easiest optional in UPSC. Remember, when you compare the syllabus of public administration with other optionals, it is comparatively very less. You take any option in UPSC, I can challenge that. Public administration has the least syllabus. So this is the first thing. And coming to the topics, most of the topics in public administration are also present in GS. That means you need not have a separate preparation. You need not scratch your heads. Hardly out of 26 topics in the entire PubAd syllabus, you will be having 4 to 6 topics which are new to the candidates. And the remaining 15 plus subjects, 15 plus topics, they are already covered or they are already touched in some of the GS subjects. So public administration is not a difficult topic. It is a dynamic topic. Remember, public administration is a dynamic subject. So, here you should remember one point. You are writing a UPSC exam with the ultimate goal of becoming a public servant. What is the ultimate quality of a public servant? So, every public servant requires a dynamism. Dynamism is the primary quality of a public servant or a civil servant. When you can't handle the dynamism now, how can you handle dynamism in the future? Once you are posted in your real-time situations, in your real-time working, you need to handle different practical subjects which are most dynamic. So, public administration as an optional provides all that inputs. Public administration provides all that qualities which are required for a public servant. So, anyone who is writing UPSC, definitely they require an administrative knowledge. Knowledge of handling people, knowledge of handling society, knowledge of handling organization, knowledge of having a smooth working of organization. So all it is taught in public administration here. So when you are, that is, when you can't handle this dynamism now, how it is possible for you to be a successful public servant in the future? So, to become a successful public servant, what is required is the knowledge of public administration. And another thing that you should know is, after getting selected by UPSC or after having your name in the merit list, again you are taught of what is taught in public administration. So what is there in public administration in UPSC syllabus? The same thing is taught even in the training. That means public administration helps you to know the dynamics of administration before getting selected. So remember this point. So the knowledge of public administration is essentially required for every UPSC aspirant. So you should not get surprised when UPSC makes public administration as a compulsory paper, because there are rumors about this. So I'm not sure, but there are rumors, because it is an essential quality or it is an essential knowledge that is required for public servant. Alright, so don't get afraid of public administration. So public administration is easy same as that of other subjects. It is equally tough and it is equally easy with that of other optionals. There are my students who scored 298 mark, 290 plus mark. There was one student who got 311 rank. With 50% of content, with the 50% of the facts, she has scored 298 plus marks. See, that is what the dynamic nature of public administration. So public administration doesn't require all the facts. So, or merely by hiding the facts doesn't give you marks. So facts and applying these facts interrelating theory with the what you call practice. All is seen in public administration, and it is this kind of approach. It is this approach of interlinking different topics in public administration, different chapters in public administration, interlinking paper 1 with the paper 2. That will help you to score a decent marks in public administration. Again, once again I am challenging. You can score 290 plus marks in public administration just following this approach. And this approach, it is not just useful for a public administration. Remember, the same approach is also helpful for your GS preparation. Whatever knowledge that you gain in public administration, it will help you to score equally well in other GS papers. Alright? So, that is, once again I am saying that public administration is a scorable optional. It is a scorable optional. Don't think that public administration is not getting a score of 300 plus. I have seen from 2019 to till date, candidates scoring 320s, 330s. Even in 2022-23, candidates scored 320 plus marks, 310 plus marks. So don't be in an impression that you are not getting marks in public administration. So public administration, and even when you see the annual report of UPSC, alright, so the according to the Ministry of Personnel, right, which has submitted its annual report in Parliament, according to the data given by that annual report, public administration, the success rate in public administration is around 8%. It is around 8%, which is almost all equal with other optional subjects. So don't, don't be in an impression that we are not getting marks again. See here, when you are taking an optional, competition is also one of the important criteria. Competition is also a point that we should check. Say, out of 100 students, think that 80 students are in popular optionals. Alright? And think that there are 20 students in public administration. So where it is easy to score, where it is easy to compete, whether it is easy to compete in this 80 or whether it is easy to compete in this 20. Now this is also an important point that we should remember. So public administration, so say for example, if there are 10,000 students who are writing mains every year, right, averagely, at an average, 300 students are from public administration. I'm not talking about all optionals. So if you take the the average candidates who are writing mains with PABAD, it is almost all 300. Whereas in other optionals, it is 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. So where it is easy to compete, whether it is easy to compete within this 300 or whether it is easy to compete within that 3,000 or 4,000. So obviously it is in 300. So this is also one of the important factor that we should take into consideration. Alright? So break all your myths about public administration. So public administration is also scorable. It is dynamic. Once you catch up the dynamism of public administration, once you get into that dynamism, once you are involved within public administration, I am sure that, alright, within no time you will score the decent mark of 270. Alright, again I always challenge. That you can score 270 plus marks. It is all about the skill of answer writing. So answer writing is a skill. So once you get that skill of answer writing in public administration, so here The best advantage of public administration is with least amount of content, or with the basic content, you can score more on more marks. That means I can say that by having 30% of content, still, right, with your answer writing skills, you can score around 270 marks. This is my open challenge. This is how I got that marks. Remember, so in my entire 6 mains, the least mark I got in public administration is 302. That was in my first attempt. And by my 4th attempt, I got 370. So it is all about answer writing. Once you get habituated to this answer writing skills, damn sure that you can score 270 marks. Remember, it is with 30% of the content. See here, when we talk about in terms of economy and efficiency, least efforts and you can have more amount of marks. That is the basic advantage of public administration. The biggest advantage of public administration is with the least efforts, you can score maximum marks. Underline this point. That means even within 3 months of preparation, if you can spend adequate amount of time on answer writing, you can get this number. You can get these marks. Alright? So, this is the first point that you should remember. So, public administration is one of the top 5 optionals according to the Ministry of Personnels. Right? So, you can have this report, you can get this report, right? You can Google it. Alright? This is one thing. But why candidates or aspirants are hesitating to take public administration? So what made public administration a demon? Why students reluctant to take public administration? First thing, alright, I'll give 2 things. Alright, one is the nature of questions asked. Particularly in between 2010 to 2017. The kind of questions, the difficulty, the complexity of the words used, alright, in the questions, alright. The question paper became more lengthy. The terms, the words which are used in that questions are somewhat complex, which were never heard, alright, and the abstractness of the questions. So 70% of the questions asked in UPSC, in public administration, they have become, they were more abstract in nature when compared to the previous years. That means they were not as direct as they used to be previously. So this made the students, this made the candidate to cry. Because of the lengthy nature, because of the complexity, because of the abstractness of the questions asked, it was difficult to write an answer. So candidates faced difficulty in answering the questions. They were unable to answer all the questions. They were not comfortable in giving the answers. And obviously, the impact will be on the scoring. When you don't write a good answer, a satisfying answer, it is not possible to get a decent mark. So people cried. People start saying that PubAd is not scorable. Now, why it was not scorable? Because of the lengthiness of the questions, because of the abstractness of the questions asked, it has become difficult to write the answers. That is the main reason why the students have failed to score good marks. So this was the main reason why public administration has become it was rated down. Right? It was less favored. It was less favored because of this reason. And remember, this trend was only up to 2017. So when you see the question papers, of UPSC from 2018 onwards, you see a drastic change in the nature of questions asked. I was saying that the questions asked before 2017, they were lengthy, but now the questions were simple. That means earlier, before 2017, the length of the questions used to be 3 to 4 lines. Now it has become 1 line to 2 lines. Simple, straightforward, easy to understand. No ambiguity in the questions. This is what the change that you see in the question papers. This is what the change that you see in the PubAd questions. That is the reason I am saying that. Out of my experience of what I have seen in the last 4 years, because I have seen candidates, their answers, their performance, and their actual scores in UPSC. So what I observed is, even an average candidate, a candidate which I thought, a candidate who I thought that who cannot score more than 220 or 230, they got 270s and 280s. That means, right now, in the last 3 to 4 years, the nature of questions in public administration have become more easy, straightforward. They can be answered with the minimum knowledge of public administration. Once you are good in the syllabus, once you are good in the basic content, once you are good in the topics, the topics which are given in the syllabus, I am sure that you can answer all the questions in time. Alright? So, this is what every student who is writing UPSC should remember. Once again, I reiterate that public administration is a dynamic optional which helps you to increase your dynamism. A dynamism which is essentially required in the real-time public service. Alright? So society is more complex. The state is more complex. The needs are more complex. We are in a globalized world. And we are required to render the service in a globalized world where you just see multiple institutions, not just government, not just bureaucracy. You see involvement of multiple institutions. And every institution is based on the platform provided by bureaucracy. So without this knowledge, how you can serve this nation, serve the society? So public administration provides all these what you call skills. To become a good administrator, to become a good public servant, you should have this knowledge of public administration. So I openly say that without the knowledge of public administration, it is not possible to have a good public administrator. These are not my words. The same kind of opinion was given by a retired bureaucrat who served as secretary to the government of India. And even these views have come in the Hindu paper. The knowledge of public administration, according to that secretary, the knowledge of public administration is essential in public services. Alright? So, I think by this time, you know, and you got a clarity about why public administration should be taken. So, why it was avoided earlier, the reasons behind this. Alright? Now, coming to the next question. How to improve marks in public administration? Right? Remember, without hard work, it is never possible. See, once you are into civils, definitely it requires patience, hard work and confidence. Confidence of cracking exam, and it is this confidence that will help you to work, and it is this confidence which builds the patience in you. See, we have an escalator and we have a staircase. Now, where it is easy to move up, whether by using staircase, whether by using what you call escalator. Everyone thinks about using an escalator. Everyone want to use escalator because they want to go fast. They want to go fast. Alright? But don't you think that there is a limitation on escalator? Alright? Think that there are 20 persons. There are 20 persons who are waiting for escalator. But an escalator at a time, it can carry 4, 6 or 8. Alright? That means there is a limitation. You should wait. Now, instead of waiting there, what is the best way? Slowly, if you can keep on moving by using a staircase, you will be there. You will be reaching your destination. Though it is hard, but still, you can reach your destination in time. So this is what the point that you should remember. You can avoid competition. You can easily overcome this competition just by having simple hard works. So I am here. I am here to help you. I am here to assist you in reaching your destination. So public administration is definitely a very good optional, an interesting optional, where you learn many things which are very, very essential. Right? So, now how to improve marks? Alright, so I have answered the first question. So, whether public administration is scorable or not. Alright, so it is scorable. So, this is what the first conclusion. Now, how to improve? How to improve marks? Alright. So, in the coming sessions, I will discuss the UPSC questions, I will discuss the basic topics and how UPSC have asked questions, and even we will have a discussion on the model answers. So, how to answer these questions. But as of now, I will give a broad picture, a broad understanding of improving the marks or scoring marks. Alright. So, every subject has its own basics. Every subject has its own basics. Alright. Every subject has interlinkings. Interlinkings. And third one is using of current affairs, alright, and your answer writing approach. Answer writing skills. Alright, so first thing is, the first step, mastering the basics. That is, gathering the basic content, which is very, very essential. So, that is a newcomer are the one, right, who is giving their first mains, or even including the second, the one who is giving their second mains. For them, it is not possible, or they fail to identify the basic things of the subject. So, every chapter has their own basics. Alright. So, first master these basics. So, this is the most important step, because it is this content. Once you have a good content with you, once you master the content, then it is this content which will help you to interlink which will help you to interlink. Alright? So, interlink within the paper. Interlinking within the paper. I'll take one simple example to make you understand, because in chapter 1 of paper 1 in public administration, in chapter 1, paper 1, chapter 1, we have a topic called as new public administration. New public administration. I'll just give the basic outlines. I'll not go into the technical aspects or the theoretical aspects of NPA. It is new public administration. New public administration. So this is one of the topic that is mentioned in syllabus, and frequently questions are asked in UPSC. So NPA talks about certain goals. It talks about certain goals. Alright? There are 5 goals given by the scholars. So here we are not concerned about the scholars, where we are just concerned with the goals of NPA. Relevance of administration. Relevance of administration. Second thing, promoting social equity. Promoting social equity. Next thing, promoting values or value orientedness. Bringing change. Bringing change in the society. And the last goal is administration should be citizen oriented. Administration should be a citizen oriented. Alright. So these are the 5 goals given by the scholars. These are the 5 goals of NPA which are given by scholars. Simple thing, a common thing. Is there anything which we can't understand? All these are general terms. Alright. So this is what given in chapter 1 of public administration. Okay. Now here how we can use them, interlinking. So we have another chapter called as development administration. We have another thing called as development administration. So what is this development administration? So what kind of administration is required, or what kind of administrative system is required to bring about development? So what should be the characters? What should be the characters of development administration? So when we talk about development, development is essentially a change oriented. It should be a change oriented. Development should address the challenges of the society. That is, development administration should be relevant to the challenges of society, the requirements of society. So whatever administration, whatever is administered, that is whatever the policies implemented, the programs implemented, it should be relevant to the society, whether it is employment, rural development, poverty elevation, it can be any issue. Development administration ultimate goal is promoting equity. So is there any commonness between this topic of NPA and what you call DA? So whatever we have learned in NPA, simply we are using this in development administration. Simply we are using this in development administration. That means you should have this kind of thinking. You should be able to interlink. So you should use the knowledge of one area. You should use the knowledge of one topic in other areas. I'll ask another, I'll take another question. Alright, which is normally which belongs to paper 2. And the role of district collector, the role of civil servant is best tested when he acts as a district collector. The role of civil servant is best tested when he is a district collector. That means the question is about the district collector, the qualities of district collector. So what should be the qualities of district collector? So we have a separate chapter in paper 2 about this district collector and its functions. As a civil servant, the qualities are best tested when when a civil servant acts as a district collector. So what are that qualities? So can't we use these? Can't we use these these goals as a qualities? What a district collector should do? What a district collector should promote? So this is what you should interlink. We have the topics like leadership. In chapter 3 of public administration paper 1, we have topic of leadership and continuously questions are asked on this leadership. Who is a prime minister? We all know about prime minister. The functions of prime minister. The qualities. So what are the best qualities that are required for a prime minister? A general topic which can be answered very generally. But at the same time, you have this topic in public administration. So when you are writing answer on prime minister, you can use the views of different administrative thinkers. Those thinkers who talked about qualities of leadership. Say for example, we have Chester I. Bernard, who have given qualities, who have given functions of leader. Mary Parker Follett. Similarly, we have different thinkers. So here, our discussion is not about going into deep of these thinkers. My intention is to say that you should be in a position to use the knowledge of your paper 1 in paper 2. This is how you can score marks. So when you have this ability, so public administration is the highest scoring optional. So I feel that once you master in these skills, definitely you can score marks using of current affairs. And today we are in a most dynamic situation, the present situation in which the government of India is placed, And who is a key role here? Who is playing a key role here? Ultimately it is Prime Minister. And you are seeing the kind of coordination, the kind of instructions, the kind of confidence he is boosting among his among the servants, public servants, defense servants. Is there any day without a meeting of Prime Minister? No. For last 1 week we are seeing this hectics. So that means public administration is an optional. It is the only optional where you can use your current affairs. It is in this optional you can easily use current affairs as an example. A live current affairs, a lively examples can be given. So you have theory, you have examples, you have current affairs. Now when you integrate all these things, your answer looks good. So where is the way of losing marks? So when you do all these things, will you lose marks? Definitely not. So remember, public administration. So when you follow these kind of simple steps, simple guidelines, right? Definitely you can improve your marks. Alright? And another thing is answer writing. Now when we talk about answer writing, it depends upon the nature of question. So you cannot use the same kind of formula to all the questions. It depends upon the questions asked. Whether a question is factual question or analytical question. It is very simple to understand. Once you gather facts, that is the first step. Once you gather facts, it is very easy. It is very easy to understand the nature of questions. And as you start practicing answers, when you come across different questions, so once you practice 100 questions, 100 plus questions, definitely you will come to know the nature of questions. Then you can easily answer the questions. Once you understand the nature of questions, it is easy to answer them. Remember this point. Alright? So where to start the answer? What should be the starting point? What should be the introductory point? How we need to conclude? So where to use the charts? What kind of chart should be used? So how to impress the evaluator? Remember, the reason for scoring 340 plus marks, 370 is, it is all about impressing the evaluator. It is the art. Once you get this art of writing answer, definitely you will be in a position to increase the marks. Alright? And coming to the sources, when compared to all other optionals, public administration has the least amount of source. But has a least amount of source. You need not require to read the hefty books. Simple 2 or 3 for paper 1 and 2 for paper 2, and that too those books which you might have you have already covered in the GS papers. Alright? So it is very easy. It is same as other optionals. So need not afraid about this what you call public administration. Be confident. I am with you. The only thing is you should have that what you call heart to take the challenge, because you are into civil services. Every day is a challenge for you, and once if you don't have that habit of taking challenge now, there is no point. It is not sure that you will handle the challenges in the future. So start taking challenges. Strengthen yourself. So these are things which you will get from here itself. It is from this class. You will come to know all these things. Right? So don't get worried about public administration. You can just simply make it out by taking public administration. So in the coming sessions, I will discuss chapter-wise topics along with the questions asked previously in UPSC and the broader structure of the answer that is required for that questions. So here, remember, I am here to ease your preparation. We always talk about smart way of preparing for UPSC exam. So this smart way comes only by an experienced person. A smart way comes from a person who already faced challenges, a person who already proved in UPSC. Remember, so my marks in public admission itself is a proof. Alright? So, definitely we will together work and achieve our goal. Alright? So, I'll discuss all the topics chapter wise in both paper 1 as well as paper 2. I'll mark out the important areas, where to focus, right? How to remember, how to answer.